Hi y'all, Christian Stylez back for another video. And as you can read by the title, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna entitle this I Changed My Mind. This is a very deep subject for me, and a subject that I feel I need to handle with the utmost respect, delicacy, accuracy. It's going to be very hard for me to say and admit and talk about openly. So, a few days ago, I put out a video entitled, entitled She Wins, I Don't Want to Die. And for those of you who watched that video, I feel very differently now than I did when I put that out. And I want to tell you guys why. And I know in that video I also said that the Divorce Saga series was going away, and it wasn't. I just didn't feel like it was right to continue doing it while I was trying to work on my marriage and kind of fix, where I was at, with her and with myself, but, with her as well, trying to figure out where we go from here. Well, that is now out the window. I can't sit here and be treated by anybody any kind of way and be told basically that I'm less than a human being simply because they say so. And someone who thinks that they made the child on their own, and someone who can't co-parent effectively. And we have gone more than 11 months with this issue. She keeps saying that it hasn't been that long, but I have documented almost every single step of the way, and it absolutely has been that long, so I don't know where she's getting her counting from. But all I gotta do is go back to the very first video I made on this subject, which was a long time ago. And that's where I'm getting my counting from, when it first began. And so, that's another reason why I keep these video diaries almost, so that I can have a good idea of when it was and how long after, if the behavior continues, or how long after does the problem fix itself. And right now it's November 8th, 2023, and I don't see it fixing itself anytime in 2023, if I'm going to be completely honest. I just don't see that happening. I have tried to be nice. I have tried to be cordial. I have, bought her a new phone because her phone, not just any phone, an iPhone, because her phone is old and it's, and apparently her mom doesn't make enough money to buy her a new phone. So I did it. And nobody's taking care of her or doing anything for her, which is her own doing. And so I went ahead and I said, you know what, I understand you need the phone, and I need the phone too, so we can communicate and I can talk to my child with ease. And, it did it more for me than I did for her. But of course, she gets the phone, and as soon as she realizes that it's shipped and all this stuff, then she blocks me, tells me off, And she just does all these underlying digs and, talks about my birth family in the way that she shouldn't, and talks about my adoptive parents in the way that she shouldn't. And she's just a nasty bitch. And I'm not going to live like that anymore. So I was trying to do what I thought was best for my family and for my son, but I have to do what's best for me, because I don't think my son would want me to be in a marriage that I'm unhappy with and totally despise the person. I am disgusted by the woman she is become. And by no wrongdoing of my own. And I know that everyone's going to say, well, something must have happened for her to be like that. Yeah, a long time ago. You don't hold things for this long. Let it go at some point. Find it in your heart to forgive and move on, like I did. If you can't do that, then you can't be a productive person in society. Then you can't hold a job for very long. Then you can't function and communicate with people effectively. Healing, moving on, forgiveness is a part of life. And I understand everybody moves at their own pace. I'm a Cancer. It takes me years sometimes. But that's all the more reason for me to be saying this, because I am a Cancer and I do understand how hard it is to forgive. I do understand how hard it is to move past, but you're throwing everything on me as if you're completely innocent, like you have absolutely no fault in where we've ended up. When in reality, not only do you share 50% of it, I think that in this particular situation with the parental alienation, you are now 90% of the reason why we have issues and the reason why we'll never make it. Is because you cannot seem to think that your behavior is okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read you some of the emails that that we had, and we were going back and forth, and before she blocked me on email, and she blocked me everywhere. Like, when I tell you everywhere. So here's the thing. I'm supposed to be going to Florida on the 15th, and I was supposed to stay until the 19th, okay? And I said that I need to see my kid. And she was like, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to the mall, and you're going to spend some time with him where I can see you. You're not the boss of me. You don't tell me what we're going to do. I am the father. I'm allowed to decide whether I want you present while I'm bonding with my son or not. And to be quite honest, he sees your face 24/7. He doesn't see mine as often. Let me have my own personal time with my kid without you present. And I have told her that on time and time again, which that is not a wild request. I am allowed to request that as 50% parent. I didn't get my rights taken away. She didn't get her rights taken away. We're still legally married, which means it's still 50-50 whether she likes that or not. But with her not giving me 50-50, therein lies the problem. She tries to control the narrative, and she controls every last little thing that happens, as if she has the right to do that, and she absolutely does not. And when I explain that to her, she gets upset. And she says, okay, well, I want CJ to have his dad because I didn't have my dad. You still don't have your dad, and you never will have your dad because he likes his other kids better. And when I say that, well, then I'm in the wrong. If you have a willing father, a black father at that actually wants their child and wants to make sure that their child is the best that they can be, why aren't you taking advantage of that? Because I could just up and leave, and I have the ability to make as many children no matter what age I am. I have the ability to get up and go at any particular time. Since you want to be superwoman, since you want to be single, you can go ahead and be a single mom by your damn self. And let's see how far you get without my tutelage. Not very far, because she's not the brightest, although she thinks that she is, and that is also what's detrimental to my child and her entire environment and the people around her. And she's so quick to blame everybody else. It can't be everyone else. Sometimes you gotta look at yourself. What are you doing that people aren't liking? Why are people treating you the way that they're treating you? Because it's not just me. It'll be whomever she ends up with next is going to treat her that same way because she's a weak duck. And she doesn't know when to shut her mouth. She doesn't know when to stand up and when to back down. She doesn't know how to submit, not only as a woman, as the Bible would suggest, but she doesn't know how to submit, period, to anything. She watched a mother rip her children away from their father and keep them away, just as she's doing to me. And she thinks, okay, well, this is what I saw, a single mom doing this, this, and this, so I'm going to follow after that example. Not realizing that that's why all her and her siblings are fucked up now. That's why they're fucked up. Because they had a mother that didn't see the bigger picture about letting their father do his job and be involved. Whether he had other kids from a different marriage or what have you, it doesn't matter. Whether he liked those kids better or not, and my guess is he does. But that is totally irrelevant. She didn't have a mother that was willing to allow the father to be involved because she had issues with him. And that's exactly what her daughter is doing. Because you have issues with me, you're keeping me away from my kid. Your issues that you have with me should be totally separate from what me and my son have going on. What me and my son have going on has nothing to do with you whatsoever. I don't want to see you, hear you, talk about you, be near you. It don't have shit to do with you at all. It never will. The two will never correlate. So she can't get that simple principle. And even after I have tried to mend fences and be nice and do all that, and I have bit my tongue for long enough, and I'm always going to tell it like it is, whether it offends her or not. I don't give a fuck if it offends her. I really don't. And so she's all hunky-dory, and what we were talking about, I said I can't, I was supposed to come this week. I said I can't come this week, I'll come next week, because I have to spend money out of my pocket to get you that new phone. And then if I come down there, I gotta get a hotel, and I gotta do all this stuff. And all of this stuff involves money, and because I'm the only one out of the two of us that make any fucking money, this is the problem that we have. She just started working in the hospital, a job that she couldn't even get on her own. Her mom had to get her the job because she works there too. She couldn't get a job when we were in Pompano Beach. She couldn't get a job anytime else, really. Not without assistance from me. And then, you know, whenever we had a job together, I was the one who brought her on board. I got the job, and then I said, do you have space for someone else? Someone else also needs a job, and then she got a job. She always got a job through me, with my help. And so she finished all this schooling. She did all that she was supposed to be doing. She's using the phlebotomy certification or whatever. Then she's saying that she doesn't like it, and then she doesn't know what she's going to do about that. And I offered her to come here and to start her life over and actually be a married couple. And to no avail, I just get resistance. And I'm just done. I think that her taking money from me, which is the phone that I paid for, and then blocking me and telling me that when I come to Florida, I'm no longer allowed to see my son because she's upset about something I said, I'm not dealing with that anymore. I'm done. I pulled the divorce petition, and here's why I pulled the divorce petition. because I didn't pull the divorce petition so that we could work on our marriage. That's not the reason why I pulled it. Although I believe I told you guys that that was why in the video, that's not the whole story. The real reason I pulled the divorce petition, which isn't even pulled all the way because apparently I didn't file something correctly, so it's still active even though it shouldn't be. But anyways, when I go down there, I'm going to pull it in person because it's just so much easier. So when, I'm going to pull it and then I'm going to refile for something else. So the reason why I wasn't able to continue on with the divorce case is because my name changed. And so you can't have something in family court when you have an approved name change and all this and all that. Okay, so my name is not what it was anymore. It is officially Christian Stylez. And I can tell you right here and right now, it is officially Christian Stylez. Focus. Bam. Do you see that? Bam. Okay. Okay. So there it is. The Florida driver's license and the Georgia driver's license. I still need the Florida driver's license in order to get divorced. I won't be able to get divorced without it. Unfortunately. I am not so sure why that is, but it should be any ID. But because we were married in a courthouse in Florida, that's just the way that it goes. So my thing is, I have to refile under the new name in order for the divorce to go through, which I think it's like kind of like null and void anyways, because it's like she married me before. She didn't marry this person, and everything has changed now. So it's like, am I still really even married? Like, anyways. So I still have to go through that. But in this case, I'm not going to be representing myself this time, although I could, because I was still killing it. I hired a lawyer to destroy her in every little thing and every avenue that she has decided to do. Not only did I hire one lawyer, but I hired two to do two very different tasks. One, specifically to focus on the needs of the divorce, and two, to focus on the specific needs of me getting full custody of my son. Without all this back and forth. Because me switching up and trying to change my mind and everything, I'm going to take all the documents that I've already submitted in the court and resubmit them under the other name. But with the help of two lawyers, I think I've got this down pack. And I will win, as I told her. Because you don't get to, oh, you can talk to your son on FaceTime and then that's it. Because I'm busy. Oh, really? And you think that I'm going to take that sitting down? Then you don't know me at all. I am coming for that ass. In the worst way, and I will never, ever speak her name. I will never speak of her. I will never speak of this situation until my son is old enough, and I'll tell him all about it later. But I'll tell him once. And never discuss it again. Because I'm pretty sure he'll have memories of his mom. But when I get full custody and she's no longer in the picture, I don't know. I'll say she died. I don't know. Because as soon as I get him the legal way, not only will he never see her again, she'll never speak to me again. She won't get a picture. There won't be a phone call. There won't be so much as a look in my direction. the hatred that I feel for this woman. This little girl. She's not even a woman. She's a little girl. She's a little girl. My mindset is more woman than hers. Sad but true. She wants to be a child. She wants to play games. Game on, bitch. Game on. And I told her that I don't want to go just to the mall and spend one day with my son. When I come down there for 4 or 5 days, I think that he should be with me the entire time. And I think anybody else would think that that is more than fair, considering you have stolen every right that I have to my own kid. Illegally. And she put up such a fight and a fuss about it. She sure did. And so whatever happens from this point forward is her own doing. And as I told her before, it's not a threat, it's a warning. It's a fact. I am coming for you, and I am going to win. Because I am smarter, bigger, better, more equipped, more money, more stable, more homely, more nurturing, nicer, sweeter, and everything that she wished she was. Not to mention that I put our child before my own petty personal feelings. Would it kill her to be an adult? I think it would. Hence why she hasn't done it yet. I am so sick of making these updates. But hopefully this is the last update that I'm going to have to make. Because after next week, I'm going to wait for her to get served. That's 20-something days. When she does get served and I get the receipt that she has received it, we're going to go from there. And we're going to get this bullshit over with. If you like this video, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think about the situation, and any other comments, or just to say hi. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell notification, hit all, so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And as I always say, stay perfectly imperfect, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.